Alright people, welcome to our new video, and today we're going to move on in this topic of kinematics with time, velocity and speed. Previously we saw displacement and we saw three topics there, and today is going to be basically the same, three new topics. This time they're going to be time, velocity and speed. And well, velocity and speed are very similar, so let's see what is the difference here. Well, first of all, we're going to focus in velocity, which has a formula that is velocity is equal to the displacement divided by the time, or equal to the final position minus initial position divided by the final time minus the initial time. There is one more easy way to see this formula. It is velocity equals final position minus initial position divided by the time. Generally they're just going to give us in every problem just the one time and that's it. So this is a better way to see this formula. And here it says that velocity can be positive or negative, but why? Why can be positive or negative? Okay, let's work out with some examples. Let's suppose that our final position is 6 meters and the initial position is going to be 3 meters. And let's try to see this situation on a number line. There we will see 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, 4, 5, and 6. So here we have our final position, our initial position, and let's suppose that it took us perhaps let's say 10 seconds to move in that way. So I replace all the data in the formula, and here I'm going to have 6 meters minus 3 meters divided by, I'm going to change this number, 3 seconds looks better, divided by 3 seconds. So I'm going to have 6 minus 3 is 3 divided by 3 meters divided by 3 seconds, which is equal to 1 meters per second, and this time the result is positive. So that means that the moving object is moving to the right, just as we can see in this number line. But now let's work out with another example. Let's suppose that these are not going to be the final and initial position. I'm gonna make a little changes here, and let's see what is going to happen. This time the final position, it will be 3 meters and the initial position 6. So here I have 3 meters and 6 meters. The time 3 seconds, just as in the previous example. Remember, this is just an example. So final position 3 meters, initial position 6 meters. 3 minus 6 is minus 3, and minus 3 divided by 3 is minus 1, and here the result is negative, and that means that the object is moving to the left. So keep in mind this: if the velocity is positive, it means the object is moving to the right. If the velocity is negative, it means the object is moving to the left. That also works with a map. If you're moving east, the result should be positive. If you're moving west, the result should be negative. Well, keep in mind this because it's very important. But now, what about, because we talk a lot about velocity, what about the speed. Well, the speed is always going to be positive, and the speed is the distance traveled divided by the time. And as you can remember, the distance is always going to be positive, as well as the time. So if the distance is positive and the time is positive, the speed is always going to be positive. Okay, so here the formula is easier than the previous one, but there is something that you must remember both for velocity and speed. All the answers that we must provide in our exercises should be in meters per second. Sometimes we will have exercise with kilometers, hours, and we must convert those units into meters, into seconds, so the answers should be in meters per second, always. That's what we're going to try to do in every exercise, so we'll keep that in mind, okay? That's all for this video. I hope you could get it, and in the next videos we're going to move on with the other topics, so goodbye.